This one is Avengers, the Initiation 20. This is written by Dan Slott. And yes, he has a co-writer yet again. Even the good Dan Slott comics, which can be counted on your fingers, they all involved co-writers. This issue is almost entirely just a bunch of fallout from the Secret Evasion crossover. And one of the subplots, the one you're seeing on the cover here, is Hank Gordon from the Avengers. He is sad because his ex-wife, the Wasps, she died. And this feeds a bit into the Mighty Avengers series that Dan Slott left this book to write. This is Dan Slott's final issue, and at this point, it makes more sense to attribute the good stuff to the co-writer rather than the chronically late, unprofessional 8 freak. I forget how much of a piece of shit Dan Slott is. Not only does he do some of the worst Spider-Man stories ever, but he is just vile. And as much as I like what he did with Hank Gordon in the Avengers and in this, it doesn't feel right or appropriate at all. We have this rape fantasy slob writing these stories about a man who hit his wife once. And I mean, there's bloody jokes about it in Mighty Avengers. Like, I didn't know, I really started to feel dirty about it. Like, Dan Slott, I used to think Dan Slott, he was trying to redeem the Hank Gordon character. But now, I feel it's the case that, like, Dan Slott, he relates to a character who once hit a woman. I'm not going to be looking too thoroughly at all the stuff going on in this, because I want to focus on this Hank Gordon subplot bit. And I have already made my points clear on the Hank Gordon punching his wife thing. And I didn't think they need repeating. A man hitting a woman is terrible. But within the context of comic books, you have to recognise that that was terrible writing. That was a terrible story. It was a character assassination. That whole story is so atrociously bad outside of the wife slapping. It is a dreadful story. Everyone is written poorly. Captain America is an insane dickhead. But people keep going back to it, and it defined Hank Gordon, sadly. Even when about a dozen or so writers have come along since and done enormous footwork to try and make Hank Gordon not be the slimy bastard he was in that awful story. I'm talking about the stuff by Roy Sternman, or Jason Byrne, or Roger Thomas, or Steve Engeltine, or Dwayne McMilestone, or even Dan Slott. It's all like the Marvel equivalent of pissing in the wind. It doesn't matter what you do with this character, there'll always be a Michael Bryan Benson or a Bucky Larson who fail to see Hank Gordon as anything more than a chance to do some ham-fisted preaching about their opinions on domestic violence being wrong. because a white American man is going to have a fresh new take on domestic violence being wrong. But it's this stuff with Aunt Gordon that is the best part of this issue. We have a plot line with him. He has isolated himself in his room, and he is seemingly having a dinner with his deceased wife. You're meant to think that he's maybe gone insane, or he has gone crazy again, and he has started to see visions of his dead wife. But it's not as lame as that. And the art for this is actually, the art is by that guy we have been seeing in Age of Egg. Not Clayface, the other guy, the Clayface wannabe. Preston Payne, the other Clayface. This isn't much of a review, really. I just want to show the great Aunt Gordon bits. With this comic, we have so much wrap-up stuff, like Cheetah, she is pregnant with a scroll. And then we have the Black Ops team, a really cool team. We have Typhoid Alice, Taskman, Derek Sullivan Ant-Man, Bagel, and Constrictor Man. Never got much page time, sadly. And Ant-Man is promoted to being a main character out in Thunderballs, rather than being the 33rd member of the cast here. There was a kid who flipped out at Hydra. But the one plot line I'm talking about is Aunt Gordon, him having this date with his wife, and they are talking about all the things that have happened when Aunt Gordon was away. He was replaced with a Skrull impersonator, which Michael Bryan Benson and Tom Beevort used as an excuse to undo some really good writing of the character, which is infuriating. Here is some setup for a series that was cancelled after 4 issues. We also have a fight sequence with Taskman and Typhoid Alice. Good stuff. But our big thing is the elephant in the room comes up, and Wasps, she asks Aunt Gordon how long ago he was kidnapped by the Skrulls, when he was switched out for a Skrull, and if it was him or the Skrull who hit her. Time for me to do some of my reading out. She gans, if it was the Skrull, I will take you back right now. Everything can be the way it was. You can move back to the house. We can pick up where we left off. All you have to do is look me in the eye and tell me that was not you. Please. Then we have a silent panel on Aunt Gordon, and he goes, I am sorry. That was me. It is all on me. See, this is the sort of great writing that writers had to bring to the table to help this character survive. Aunt Gordon, he isn't just a wife beater. He is a man who admits responsibility for his mistake. It doesn't make it all right that he hit her, but this is a character who truly has grown and put to bed that old mess. He hasn't ever taken the easy way out or blamed anyone else for it. He is worth so much more than being dragged out by shitty writers that harp on how wrong it is to hit a lass. But yeah, it wasn't the Wasps, it was Fembot. She was impersonating the Wasps in an authentic manner, since she is based on the Wasps' brain patterns. So then Aunt Gordon and Fembot, they leave to go and star in Mighty Avengers. I haven't really given this issue a proper look here, other than them Aunt Gordon bits and maybe the Taskman fight. I didn't think it is a great issue to hand someone to read. It features a lot of stuff wrapping up storylines, or writing characters out of the book, or setting up another series, or a spin-off, or whatever. I definitely recommend the bits with Aunt Gordon. I'll give this a 7 thumbs up, even though I do not think Dan Slott ever deserves it.